2918.
I wonder what we're gonna get.
I wonder when the first phone call is coming in.
Yeah. I was just sending a message for the, gets people to call in. We're a little slightly ahead of schedule, but we'll see.
A little bit ahead.
Yeah.
If nobody calls in these next 30 seconds, we just got to start.
We just got to start riffing. But you know what? There's a lot of sports going on. There's a lot of sports going on, Joey. We can talk about it.
As I say, we got NBA, we got MLB.
Someone's got to have a question.
Somebody.
Yeah. 315-312-2918. In case you're watching this live, don't bother calling at this point. But if you're watching pre-recorded,
here we go. We got our first caller. Caller, what's your name?
My name is Bob.
Bob, what's your question?
My question is, assuming the Knicks get bounced from the playoffs, should we be discouraged by their exit or encouraged with their growth?
Okay.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Joe, you want to start?
I'll say encouraged by their growth. I mean, this is a team coming into this year. The Jalen Brunson addition was nice, but you were probably looking for them to make the playoffs. You probably weren't looking for this team to be a title team. I think you're encouraged. It's a big step in the right direction, the additions they got and making the playoffs, but still not a title contender. Just one or two big pieces away, but I would definitely say encouraged if you're a Knicks fan.
Probably the closest the Knicks have been to being a complete team that we've seen in many, many years. So with the foundation that they've created right now, even if they lose tonight, I feel like this experience from, especially the young players getting to play in the Eastern Conference semifinals in their first or second year in the league is huge for the Knicks going forward. And if they can continue to build on that, that would be fantastic.
Second round this year, Eastern Conference Finals next year. Thanks for your call, Bob. All right, we're going to take our next one now. Hopefully somebody calls.
Ben, was that someone related to you?
That was.
I saw Diamond on there.
That
His name's
was.
Bob, though.
Oh, I wonder who's calling.
Oh, we got another caller?
From the Diamond family again.
We have another caller. Caller, what's your name?
It's Randy.
It's Randy? Okay. What's your question?
I'm curious about your basketball thoughts. The Warriors are a 6 seed. The Lakers a 7 seed. The Heat an 8 seed. The Heat and the Lakers had to play in to make the playoffs. Now it's like the 2 or 3 will make the conference finals.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering, is the NBA regular season a sham?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, there you go.
Go ahead.
So I've thought the NBA regular season has been a scam for the last 5 or 6 years already. Obviously, load management is a huge story during the regular season. Doesn't happen a lot in the postseason. But yeah, the NBA regular season is basically a joke in my mind.
Yeah, I tried to talk to you about it during the regular season. Talked about the Knicks and how they're doing. You're like, I don't care. You're like, I don't care because it's the regular season. I care more about college basketball because that's more fun. And you're right. College basketball is way more entertaining than the NBA regular season. As although the NBA regular season leads up to the postseason, it's still not as interesting with the load management as you mentioned.
It's a scam. There's so many stars in the league. It's so deep. Zach, pick up the phone. Who do we got?
Our next caller, what's your name?
Hi, this is Brett calling. What's up, guys?
How you doing, Brett? How you going?
What's your question?
Good. Question for you guys is, which one of the New York teams is going to be the next one to win a championship?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Joe, you want to start us off?
Oh, of the New York teams, next one. I mean, it seems like everyone's so far away, but the one that's closest in my eyes right now is the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, that's a...
Everyone else is so far away.
It really, yeah, because I mean, although all the teams are building towards something great right now, and I feel like every team is sort of at the same spot, except for the Yankees, who seem to have built something that can win a World Series, but obviously right now hasn't looked that way. So, I mean, while the Yankees are towards the top, I think the teams are kind of, towards the middle right now.
You guys are forgetting a team. The New York Jets are going to win the Super Bowl this year. All right, thank you for your call, Brett.
The New York Jets.
The New York Jets.
All right, we got a couple more minutes.
Anyone else calling?
Here we
got
go.
one more?
Caller, what's your question?
Hey, this is Phil from Pulaski, and I just saw that Gary Sanchez signed with the Syracuse Mets. What do you guys thought about the Mets adding catch today?
Mets adding Gary Sanchez. What are our thoughts here?
My thoughts on Gary Sanchez. He's a bad catcher, and he can't hit. He hit 188 in this first month with the Giants in AAA. I don't see anything changing in Syracuse. I don't know how he keeps getting jobs in Major League Baseball and minor league baseball. I wouldn't want him anywhere near the Yankees ever again. I don't know why people are still so infatuated by him. His catching is not good. His hitting is not good. I don't see really what he brings to any table for any team.
He can hit. I'm going to disagree with you, Ben Diamond. The guy, if you look at his swing, the leg kick on time, he's a very good hitter. It's really just the pitch selection. If he gets with a good hitting coach or good manager, I mean, he has the pieces there, just has to put things together. But I'd be very excited to go see a Syracuse Mets game.
Yeah, we should go visit Syracuse one time. Thank you for your call. All right, I think we have time for maybe one more.
One more question.
Anyone else going to bring us up?
But I really, from his days with the Yankees, I just can't get behind Gary
got one.
Sanchez.
I don't mind.
This is Stick to Sports. What is your question?
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. My question is, who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals this year, and is LeBron going to get another one?
Ooh, there you go.
Is
LeBron going to get another one, guys? And who's going to win it?
LeBron doesn't get another one. Ben saying before the year, Ben saying going into the postseason. The Nuggets get it done this year. How good they are with Jokic, Murray, the bench, the scoring, the rebounding. They do everything. The Nuggets win the NBA Finals this year. May 10th, we're saying it here.
Ben?
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to go on the other side because I really like this series right now, the Suns. I think the Suns, they have their chance right now. They have Devin Booker. They have Chris Paul. We'll see what happens with his injury. They still have Kevin Durant, who's still on, obviously they traded for near the trade deadline. This team is built to win. I think if they don't win it now, it's when.
Boston Celtics are winning the NBA Finals. They're coming back against Philly. Thank you for your call. We appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our calls.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks for all of our callers for calling in. We're going to head into extra innings next. Stay tuned on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Ben, it's time for extra innings.
Yeah, it's time for extra innings, the final extra innings of the season. But the results are already in for the season, but this one's just for fun. It has been fun for me, but this is your guys' last time to get some extra innings in here on Stick to Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of
One last
fun.
ride for it.
One last ride. We're going to get the standings up in a second here. So, but I believe Zach is the winner here.
Oh, yeah. Crowning a champion.
There we go, Zach. See, look, 1 and 4. What am I doing?
Get it together.
What am I doing?
I mean, if you're fading Ben Diamond, you're 17-8 and you're in first place right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're hitting it like a 67%
Oh my God.
clip.
If I just did the opposite of everything I did, I'm in
literally.
first place.
First place.
That's crazy. But
Let's get into it.
Zach won this year. Congratulations, Zach.
you. Thank you.
It's been a ride doing the show with Zach and Joey.
You came in last semester, right?
Did.
Yeah, so
the epic turnaround.
The epic turnaround.
Worst to first.
So I'm coming in first
I read
next
about that
season.
in sports history textbooks.
I'm coming in first next season. It's written in the stars. Our first one for tonight, Celtics -2 at the 76ers. Zach, who do you have winning this game?
I have the Celtics. I still think they're going to win the NBA Finals, like I said in the last segment. Celtics.
I think the Sixers take this one at home, get it done at home with Embiid, with Harden, with that home crowd behind you. The Celtics team played their worst game of the playoffs in that last night. I mean, even Joe Mazzulla admitted that. Tough to bounce back going on the road in an elimination game, looking to really ramp it up. Just don't think they get it done.
Yeah, I think it's a great series. Two fantastic teams in the Eastern Conference. It's really difficult, but right now, the way we look at it, Embiid and Harden are not going to be beat here at home, as Joey said. I'm going to go with the Sixers, who are not favored in the Game 6 matchup. Moving over to the Western Conference, Nuggets at the Suns. Suns favored at -3.5. Joey, who you got in this game?
Nuggets take this. I think they take this game. They take this series. I think they go win the finals. Just Devin Booker's not going to go for 35 a night, and we saw that last night as well. I think the Nuggets just get it done. They're really just steamrolling through everybody. They're just plain and simple better than everybody.
I'm going to go with the Suns. I think they're just a different team when they get on their home floor. The Nuggets, they're a great team, but I think this series is going 7.
I'm going to agree with Zach there. I'm going to go with the favorite. I'm going to go with the Suns. As I mentioned before during the calling section, I think the Suns this is their chance to win the NBA Finals with the team that they have crafted. So I'm going to go with the Suns winning Game 6 and then hopefully Game 7. Moving over to the MLB, Reds at Marlins. A very interesting matchup. Zach, who do you think is going to win this matchup?
I'm going to go with the Marlins. It's been a rough season for Sandy Alcantara, but the Marlins have the more dangerous lineup. I think they win this one.
Reds and Marlins, our baseball board must be getting pretty slim here tonight.
Look at the pitching matchup.
Lodolo. Yeah, give me the Marlins. Sandy Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara is going to figure it out sooner or later. He's had a tough first few outings. He's got the stuff. He's got the length. Luis Ariz, who we touched on earlier. The Marlins get this done tomorrow night or tonight, whenever this game is.
I'm going to go with the opposite. I'm going to go with the Reds. I mean, anything can happen in baseball. It's like any other sport. Anything can happen. Nick Lodolo, young stud left-handed pitcher, really has been fantastic to start this season, really showing his stuff and really is going to be an anchor for this Reds rotation for years to come. So I believe that Lodolo can really take this Reds team over the hump, and the Reds just defeated the Mets. So I think that the Reds would be able to defeat the Marlins, who are behind the Mets in the NL East. Moving over to the Braves at the Blue Jays, Elder versus Yusei Kikuchi. Joey, who's winning this matchup?
See, this is an interesting game because in my book, this is the World Series game. These aren't guys you're going to see in Game 1, Game 2, Game 3 of the World Series on the bump at least. But the lineups, if anything, I'm taking the over in this game. But give me the Blue Jays, Kikuchi, slight edge on the mound. And this Blue Jays lineup is just the best in the league in my book.
So I'm going to take the Braves here because Kikuchi is on the mound. Elder is 3-0. He's been absolutely tremendous so far this season. 3-0, like I think a 1.5 ERA. Give me the Braves.
I'm going to go with the Blue Jays and Kikuchi. Kikuchi has revitalized himself this season. He's become a different pitcher than he was last season. I think he gets this one done against the Braves. Moving over to our locks of the week. Zach, you want to get us started with yours?
I'm going Jason Tatum. Whatever his over is against the Sixers in Game 6, take it. It's elimination game. Take it.
Lock of the week, Nuggets plus 330 to win the title.
Ooh.
Go get yourself some money.
There you go.
Every NHL game in the second round has been an absolute scoring barrage. Devils at Hurricanes over 5.5.
Maybe that's due for an under. Have you thought about that, Benny?
Yeah, and I'm going with the over because I'm prepared to get hurt again by the over.
So it is Joey and I's last episode. Joey, a goodbye speech maybe?
Oh, I've not. So some people to thank: Zach, Ben for co-hosting these past 4 semesters. Everybody that's helped out in the back. My mom at home, love you, Ma. She's been great the past 21, almost 22 years I've been on Earth. All my friends from back home, everybody that I've met here with NYO, with TOP, just everybody that has ever put something into the show that's helped me, helped these guys, the Malamud family, the Diamond family for watching all the time. Been a great time on the show.
Yep.
Zach, Who do you got?
I would like to thank my parents and my siblings for all their support always. The entire crew, if it's their first time on this crew, the entire season, 3 special names: Brian Burrows, Ryan Skinner, and Brian Ciccone, all their help. Matt Watling and Luke Owens for handing the show over to me. And we'd like to hand over the reins to our director, Brian Burrows, and our assistant producer, Ben Diamond.
Thank you, boys.
That's all the time.
Welcome to the season finale of Stick to Sports. I'm Brian Burrows.
And I'm Ben Diamond. Today, we take a look at Week 14 of the NFL season and at the NBA and NHL.
Roll it. The Miami Dolphins are in a fight for the top seed in the AFC playoffs. They had a Monday Night Football matchup with a rebuilding Titans team with rookie Will Levis at the helm. An injury to Tyreek Hill held the Dolphins to only 27 points. The Titans, down 27-13 with just over 4.5 minutes left, scored twice. A pass to DeAndre Hopkins and a run by Derrick Henry gave them a 28-27 lead with under 2 to play. The Dolphins couldn't answer and took their 4th loss of the season. Ben, if Tyreek's injury persists, can they make a deep playoff run?
I mean, it's certainly a possibility, as Tyreek is so key to their success and how much they're winning. I mean, 1,500 yards already on the season. I mean, he's absolutely the number one piece in that offense, no matter who says what. It's the obvious choice. But I think with all the question marks in the AFC right now, you have to think that even without him and with Jalen Waddle stepping up, I think there's still a chance they could win at least one game in the playoffs. It's just going to be a little bit more treacherous to get down the line through the rest of the regular season, into the playoffs. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how they handle it if he ends up being out an extended period of time. But I think Waddle, in his absence, even though he could be wide receiver 1 on any other team, I think he could step in and take his place in a pretty solid role.
I agree. I think one playoff win is definitely possible. I don't think any further. I think once you get to the championship game, that Super Bowl, it's just not going to happen. Tyreek Hill is their only good receiver besides Waddle. They don't have a 2. They don't have a 3 behind Waddle. They have good running backs. Mostert and A-Chain can definitely carry the offense, but they need more than that. Tyreek Hill has been 27% of the offensive yards for this team this year through the air. It's a ridiculous amount of yards. He is the main reason that offense is clicking so much this year.
The Dallas Cowboys went into Sunday night needing a victory over the 10-2 Eagles, and they got one in blowout fashion, beating the Eagles 33-13. The Cowboys as a whole were on fire, as the offense got going right from the beginning, and the defense did not allow the Eagles to get into the end zone. Dak Prescott boosted his MVP case with a strong performance, throwing for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys' end-of-season gauntlet has only just begun. Brian, do you think this team can win out after the performance we saw on Sunday?
It depends. First, they have the Bills. I think it's a win. Bills are a good team. They're not a great team. I think they got lucky this week with the Chiefs. We'll talk about it a little bit later. So I think over the Bills, it's a win. The Dolphins, I think it depends on Tyreek's injury. We just talked about it. If he's playing, I don't think they can win. If he isn't playing, I think they do get the win. The Lions will be a tight one, but I think it's a win, and the Commanders, it's a yes. So I think really the big question is the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill. But to win the division, though, they have to win out. The Eagles have the Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, and Giants. Again, it's a cakewalk schedule for them. They're going to win all those games, so they have to win out. So with the loss of the Dolphins, I don't think they do it.
You know, it really is an interesting end, because the Eagles, as you said, have a very easy schedule to end out the season, but the Cowboys still have a gauntlet. They still have the Dolphins, they still have the Lions, they still have these teams that can really beat them, or that have been really good so far this season, that can, come out and score 40 points and, never know what hit them. But I think right now, coming off the best overall game they've played this season so far against a team that's been really good in the Eagles, right now, they need to go into next week against the Bills. They need to win on the road. That's been their biggest kryptonite so far this season, is winning on the road. If they can do that against the Bills, even though the Bills haven't been great this season, if they can go in and win, it says a little bit something about this team, and maybe they can get something going to end the season and going into the playoffs.
The Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers faced off in a battle for the NFC South lead. Though both squads are under 500, a weak division has led it to a tight 3-team race that includes the New Orleans Saints. If the Falcons win the game, they would have taken a 2-game lead over the Buccaneers, and it looks like that would have been the case after a late touchdown drive gave them a 25-22 lead. The Bucs then drove the field and took a 29-25 lead. A late Hail Mary attempt by the Falcons with time expiring was caught by Drake London, but at the 3-yard line, so the Bucs won the game and took the division lead, though all three squads are tied at 6 and 7. Ben, which team is taking the NFC South?
Brian, the NFC South is, right now I'm calling the pit of doom, because 6 and 7, and those are the teams that are fighting for the top spot in their own division. They're fighting for a spot and a home field advantage in the playoffs as well. Just very, very bizarre from this NFC South team. These NFC South teams, they're looking a little bit like the AFC right now with the wild card. Very just a bizarre situation. But the Falcons have the easiest schedule down the stretch in the last 4 games. But these teams have lost games they should have won and won games they should have lost. It's very just bizarre from all these teams. But I think the Buccaneers could end up winning it because I think they have just the most talent of the 3 at the top of the NFC South.
It might be the homer in me, but I'm taking the Falcons. They do also have the easiest schedule. They have the Panthers, the Colts, the Bears, and the Saints. I think all those games are winnable for the Falcons, so they've been iffy at times. They already beat the Saints, and those other 3 teams are just not that good, especially the Panthers. The Bucs get the Packers and the Jags, 2 teams that could easily beat them, and the Saints have the Giants, who have looked good as of late, and the Rams as the Bucs as well. I think all those other teams could easily lose games. The Falcons have the easiest schedule out. They're all tied. I think the Falcons take it all the way. And I think they've also been using Drake London and Kyle Pitts a lot better lately, so their offense is really clicking.
Yeah, it really depends on whether or not using Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts correctly, then they can win more games. Moving over to the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns have had a quarterback carousel all season, and Joe Flacco is the latest to step up and grab an important win. Flacco threw for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns with 1 interception in the win. The Browns now stay on pace in the AFC wildcard race, hoping to make the playoffs despite the amount of injuries they have faced this season. Brian, do you think the Browns have a chance to win a playoff game, and if they get the opportunity to?
I say yes, actually. Joe Flacco first is a very capable quarterback. We saw it in this game. He can really lead an offense. He's a veteran presence to really calm that offense down with all the quarterback problems they've had this year. So I think as Flacco quarterback is definitely a good presence to have and could lead to a playoff win. I mean, he made it to the Super Bowl. The offense is clicking. Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford have been really good this year for this team. The emergence of David Njoku, especially under Joe Flacco, has been amazing. He's finally having that time to shine. And their defense is still really, really good. They had 3 picks on Trevor Lawrence, who has been shaky this year, but he's still a good quarterback. So I do think, especially the defense, could carry them easily to 1, maybe even 2 playoff wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this defense is really, that's the talking point right now because that carousel, you don't really know what you're going to get week by week from the Browns quarterback. But if we see what happened with Joe Flacco this past weekend, then you have to be excited about what the offense can do if they're consistent. But I think ultimately the defense is good enough to win at least 1 game. But I think past that, I don't think they really have much shot to go much further down in the playoffs. As for the Jaguars, their chances are hanging by a thread. If Trevor Lawrence is out for any sort of time, I think their playoff chances are over. I think the Colts might end up jumping them. The Texans jump them in the standings and get that spot in the playoffs.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into some more NFL, the NHL, and some MLB offseason here on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Down 2017 with under 2 minutes warning, the Kansas City Chiefs were in the midst of what looked to be a game-winning drive. Patrick Mahomes then found Travis Kelce for a 24-yard to the Bills' 24-yard line, who then lateraled it to a wide-open Kadarius Toney, who ran it to the end zone. The play was called back for offensive offsides because Toney's foot was on the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs failed to finish the drive after that and fell to 8-5. Ben, what are your thoughts on the call and the Chiefs' reaction?
I mean, Kadarius Toney was blatantly offsides. There's no questioning that. He was way past the line of scrimmage. I wouldn't say way past the line of scrimmage, but he was towards the back of the football, more close to the Bills than to his own Chiefs. And that's what he's called for. And I understand why they reacted the way they did, but I feel like they did it too much because of the way they've gotten calls in their favor the same way, and they obviously wouldn't say anything because it was for them. So really, it's ticky-tack call, and ultimately, if the Chiefs want to have success, they shouldn't be in a position like that. They should just play to what we expect instead of getting in that position late in games.
No, I agree. I mean, his foot was obviously on the line, and I saw stills that his foot was on the line on multiple other plays. It just wasn't called. So I think it's just better at coaching. He needs to step back. He needs to know that he was over the ball there. He can't do that. And the reaction was totally unwarranted.
Completely. I mean, you've gotten those calls for you before. Shouldn't be reacting like that. But the Detroit Lions, who currently lead the NFC North at 9-4, lost badly to the Chicago Bears on Sunday, 28-13. The offense was non-existent in the second half, allowing the Bears to pull away and take the win. Jared Goff was 20 for 35 with 161 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions in a miserable performance for an offense that has looked unstoppable at times. Should the result worry Lions fans as they approach the playoffs?
Absolutely. They should be worried not even from this result, but from the last 3 results, really. Last week's win over the Saints, before this, was not a good win. They got the lead early. They gave it all up. We talked about it last week. Before that, they lost to the Packers, who at that point were just starting to get their momentum going. So they should be really worried. Jared Goff has a 7 touchdown to 5 interception ratio over the last 4 games. The emergence of Jahmyr Gibbs lately has been nice, but the entire team has been completely faltering. They have a -9 scoring differential since the bye week.
Yeah, I'm worried about this Lions team as well. They have taken a huge step forward this year as a whole, and it's something to really be proud of, but they aren't there yet. They still have a lot to do, and it's been evident in a few games, especially against the Bears, a lot more to do with this Lions team going forward, but you like to see the progression from the last few years to this year.
Despite a 40-point performance from Bogdan Bogdanović off the bench, the Atlanta Hawks lost their 4th straight game 129-122 to the Denver Nuggets. The Hawks now sit 10th in what looks to be a strong Eastern Conference, 3 games back of the Cavs and only a half game up on the Raptors. Ben, is it time for the Hawks to hit the reset button?
Absolutely not, Brian. It is not time yet. They're only 4 games under 500 right now, and it's way too early to really be saying, oh, yeah, it's time to reset because you're not in a playoff spot. But they are. They're in a play-in spot right now. They're in the 10th seed, as you said. They're in a spot to play for a playoff spot right now. So they have a chance to make some noise if the season were to end today. Obviously, the season doesn't end today, so they still have more work to do, but they just have to catch a little fire, string a few wins together, get some consistency, and then we could see them get somewhere. But it's still a little too early to really say, okay, we have to reset.
No, I agree. I don't think the Hawks are right. This is still a young team. They're still growing as a team, even though Trae Young is kind of a veteran now. Trae Young himself under contract through 2026, 2027. DeJounte Murray, 27, 28, and they just gave the contract to Onyeka Okongwu. Even if they wanted to reset, they couldn't give up the stars. I don't think it's time for them. Give it another year at least with this coach, and don't fire Quinn Snyder quite yet.
Absolutely. It's still a little too soon to make any drastic decisions. But the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Indiana Pacers 123-109 to win the NBA's first ever in-season tournament. LeBron James was named the first ever MVP of the tournament, averaging 26.4 points, 8 rebounds, and 7.6 assists. Brian, what are your thoughts on the tournament as a whole?
This was a success for the league, I think. It was a really good idea. They finally got something to get fans back engaged, I think, get the players engaged too. Teams were all over this, and you could see that they wanted to actually win and wanted the success. It was, you saw it with the Celtics running the score up on the Pistons. Was it the Pistons?
I think, yeah.
Running the score, the Bulls. Because they needed to get the scoring differential up to make it into the playoff. the teams liked it, the players liked it, the fans liked it. It was competitive. It was fun to watch. I think this was a great thing for the league, and it was definitely a success.
Yeah, I think it was really cool to start. I think seeing all the cool new courts, the interesting, like playing on not just your normal hardwood, just playing on these colorful courts, was really cool. And seeing a team try and play for something. But I felt once my team, the Knicks, I felt like once they got eliminated, I kind of lost interest in it. I kind of wavered. It was like, okay, we're not playing for anything. It's just a regular season still. It's whatever. So kind of lost a little bit of interest. But the viewership numbers were up. Still 5.5 million watching that final game. So it had some success. And I think it will continue. And I think it'll just grow even more as it gets fleshed out.
The Seattle Kraken made the playoffs last year in just their second year as a franchise. This year hasn't gone as well. They sit 12th in the West with 25 points and broke an 8-game losing streak with a 4-0 shutout of the Florida Panthers. Ben, was last year a stroke of luck, or are they just sitting in a hard stretch?
Maybe a little bit of both here, Brian. I think you can't really say it's one thing or another. At this point in the season, you're looking at a team that, hasn't looked great so far, but they did have a really solid rebound season last year. And maybe that's what they need. They need just a rebound game, a rebound stretch, where they go on a run and they kind of create some consistency within themselves. But because obviously they're not a bad team, because they're coming off of a really solid season where they made the playoffs. But right now, I don't think they have the ability to really surpass that yet, but I don't think they're necessarily a bad team. I still think they could be a playoff team, but right now, nothing beyond maybe the first or second round.
I think they're probably going to miss the playoffs this year. Unfortunately, they just haven't looked like the team they were last year. Matty Beniers is off to a very slow start, just 4 goals, 9 assists in the 30 games. Jared McCann, on pace for 35, had 40 goals last year. And I think the biggest thing, they didn't make any significant signings in the offseason. We mentioned this with the Islanders earlier this year. They didn't bring any new blood to this team to really help invigorate the team going into a new year.
Speaking of the Islanders, after a very rough start to the season, the New York Islanders have turned their season around, collecting points in 12 of their last 13 games. This stretch of games has also placed them at second place in the Metropolitan Division with 33 points. Brian, what has been the key for their success as of late?
First, Matt Barzal has been playing very well as of late. 10 points in his last 6 games. Add to that Noah Dobson's 9 assists in his last 6 games. This stretch that they're on has been a whole team picking up, but especially their stars, Barzal and Dobson, really helping out and finally kind of picking the slack up that they had been missing from essentially new acquisitions they didn't get in the offseason. The team, 25 goals in the last 6 games to just 20 goals allowed. It's just been a whole team effort. They're finally doing what they needed to do to get in a run, to get in a good stretch, and finally some momentum could very easily lead them up this Eastern Conference.
Absolutely. I mean, their offense has been way more consistent. We're talking about Matt Barzal paired with Bo Horvat on that front line. You're looking at the guys that are really meshing right now. And they were when he first came over, Bo Horvat, from the trade from Vancouver. And then there was the injury to Barzal, and they didn't really get a lot of time together. But now they're really showing consistency. The power play right now, top 10 in the league at 24.3%. They've still been having a rough time in the third period. They, again, 2 games against the Maple Leafs. They blew the lead in the third period with 6 seconds left. They were able to win it. They're able to get the points, but they need to have more consistency on defense and keeping the opposing teams off the board. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the MLB offseason here on Stick to Sports.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Some major moves have happened this offseason so far. Let's get into it. The biggest contract in North American sports history was signed over the weekend, with Shohei Ohtani signing a 10-year, $700 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Reportedly, $680 million of the $700 is deferred to the 10 years following the deal, meaning Shohei will only be paid $2 million per year for the 10 years of the contract. Shohei will not be able to pitch in 2024, but should be back on the mound in 2025. Ben, is $700 million overdoing it?
I mean, you can't say it's overdoing it when you see what this guy does on a regular basis on the base in the batter's box and on the mound. He does it all, and I mean, I know he's going through Tommy John. He's not going to pitch this year, but I mean, $700 million, and right now he's only going to get paid $10 million through his actual contract. I think that's absolute insanity, and really, I can't believe that there was this loophole the entire time and nobody took advantage of it. Through all these, as contracts have gotten bigger and bigger, nobody's taking advantage of contracts like this. I think that's absurd that this is just able to happen. But I mean, really, I mean, he deserves it because he is two players. So he's getting $500 million for how good he hits, and he's getting $200 million for his pitching, and because he doesn't pitch this year. So it's $200 million for the rest of his contract, and then he might not even pitch. He might be the closer. So it's really $500 million for the hitter, and then $200 million for the pitcher. I mean, I think it's a really great deal all around, but I mean, I'm pissed that other teams haven't done this before, because this really takes up the balance away from the rest of the league.
No, I agree. Shohei Ohtani, the contract deal was really good, and apparently he asked for it all to be deferred, which means he's first taking a huge risk with that, tax purposes and what else. But the fact that the Dodgers only get a $4 to $6 million bargaining tax hit is huge. They get about another $20 to $30 million now to play with to sign other free agents, bring in other players around him. He wanted a team around him. He got what he wanted. He got also the money. It's a crazy way to do this, and he did a really good job in a great place for him to sign as well. The Dodgers are going to be just contenders for years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, there'll be years to come, 10 years, and he's only getting paid $2 million. The best players can get paid $2 million. So they get to sign whoever they want with the extra cash every single year. And right now, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but they can get more assets for this team going forward. They already have Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani for $2 million. They can get somebody else for the lineup. They can get somebody else for the rotation. They can do so many different things right now, and it's just absolutely... It's mind-blowing that, again, nobody else has done this before, and there's loophole the entire time. I'm appalled that nobody else has done this before. It's really, I mean, I don't think it's good for the game at all.
You just want your Yankees to do it.
No, I don't think it's good for the game at all, because this could hurt small market teams right now. But after lots of back and forth between the two teams, the New York Yankees and the San Diego Padres agreed to a deal that would send Juan Soto to the Bronx, and the headliners heading to the Padres in the deal were star multi-inning reliever Michael King and the Eastern League Pitcher of the Year prospect Drew Thorpe. Brian, do you think the trade package is worth it for the Yankees, even though there is a chance they only get 1 year of Juan Soto?
I'm going to be cynical. I'm also a Red Sox fan, but no, I do not think it's worth it. Soto was great. Been saying a lot. Future Hall of Famer. He's so good. The vision is great. He is a great player. He could be an MVP next to Aaron Judge in New York. But they gave up a lot. Michael King looked great as a starter this year. They extended his arm. He looked really good. He could have been a starter for the future for them. They gave up a lot of pieces. Johnny Brito had looked promising in this year. He wasn't the best, but there was definitely some promise that he could be something in the future. Higgy, not a big loss, but it just hurts. You know, he's been in that system for so long. 14 years with the franchise, 14 years in the organization, and they had to give up. And 1 year of Soto, I don't think he's re-signing. I think that he's going to go somewhere else. He's going to hit that market. He's going to get a $400 million contract because he's so young and so good.
Yeah, I think it really would hurt and not be worth it if he doesn't sign back, especially for a guy like Drew Thorpe. Like I'm a guy who enjoys seeing prospects come through the ranks, and he was really, really good this year. So to see him get shipped away, and then for a player that might not come back, will be really disappointing, especially if Soto doesn't come back.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are continuing to try and bolster their team, with reports today saying they're looking to make a deal for the Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Tyler Glasnow and Manuel Margot. Ryan Pepia was the player that's reportedly being offered back with outfielder Johnny DeLuca. Glasnow has 1 year and $25 million remaining on his contract, but has a long list of injuries to his name. Ben, is this a piece the Dodgers should be looking at to fix their rotation?
Absolutely. I mean, if they can get it done, they should, because they do need starting pitching. Of course, you get Ohtani, you want him to be a starting pitcher. He's not going to be a starting pitcher because of Tommy John. So we'll see what happens in 2025. But in 2024, he's not going to be a starter. He might even go to the bullpen and be closer for the rest of his career. We don't know. But I think Glasnow is the perfect fit right now for this Dodgers team looking to add to that rotation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm iffy on Glasnow. The injury history is scary. He has, if you see it on the full screen there, he hasn't made a full season of starts since really his first year in Tampa Bay. Pepia was a high-rated prospect. It's a lot to give up for 1 year of a guy and then a rotational outfield piece. But knowing the Dodgers, they're going to make Glasnow shine. And Pepia was probably going to become a silent candidate with the Rays, so it probably works out for both teams anyways.
Probably, but we're going to take a quick break here on Stick to Sports. And when we come back, Brian and I will head into extra innings. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Stick to Sports on WTOP 10.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Now let's get ready for another edition of Extra Innings, and we're going to see our quick full screen here for how we've done in the season, because we're going to do a little quick one, a little for fun. Brian, congratulations. Coming out on top this year. 27-18, that's really impressive. I was very bad, 20 and 25, and Alex coming in second place.
Very mid.
22 and 23, but 4-1 in this last week, so very impressive from him. We're going to move over to our picks of the week just for fun. Thunder versus Kings. Who do you got in this one?
Given the Thunder, they're a good young team. The Kings have looked good, but I like the Thunder more.
I completely agree. I think the Thunder are just the better team. I like SGA and Chet combination right now, and I'm just really enjoying watching them play so far this season. We're going to move over to the NFL. Texans and Titans. The Titans are favored at -3. Who do you got in this one?
I'm worried that CJ Stroud doesn't play, so I'm going to take the Titans. They looked good versus the Dolphins, and then they continue this momentum into the next game.
If CJ Stroud plays, I think the Texans win it, but if he doesn't, I'm going to go agree with you. Titans are going to win this one as well. The Buccaneers versus the Packers. The Packers at -3.5. I'm interested in this one. I think the Buccaneers take it after the Packers lost to the Giants this week.
I think the Packers turn around. I think Jordan Love figures it out. The Bucs isn't that. The Bucs defense is just not that good as the Giants is, I think. So I think the Packers take this one.
And now we're going to move over to the NHL. And I'm going to take the Capitals versus the Flyers. Flyers are favored at -140, a rivalry matchup in the Metropolitan Division. I'm going to take the Capitals in this one. I think it's going to be a very close game, but the Capitals are going to take it.
I agree with you. I think the rivalry game, I think Ovechkin steps out one of his last times in this rivalry, giving you Ovechkin and the Capitals.
I mean, the Flyers are good, but I think in this rivalry matchup, I think the Capitals just are going to have their number in this one. And finally, Hurricanes versus Red Wings. The Hurricanes minus 165 in this one. Who do you got?
Give me the Hurricanes. It's simple as that. Give me the Hurricanes.
You know, the Hurricanes have been struggling in this one. I'm going to take the Red Wings. I like them a little bit more this season. They've been up and down all the season so far, but I really like what they've built. Patrick King, Alex DeBrincat. I really like this team as a whole. So I'm going to take the Red Wings in this one. And that is going to do it for us here on Stick to Sports in this fall 2023 semester. Thank you all for watching all semester. It's been so much fun, Brian. Thank you to everybody in our crew for the entire semester, crew tonight, everybody who's been a part of it. Thank you to
Alex
Garrett,
and Garrett.
Special thanks to Alex for being a part of it. And thank you all for watching. Happy holidays. And thank you, Brian, for everything.
And come back next semester for some more.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dom Perrone. You may recognize me from Dom's Dinner Bell here on WTOP 10, but tonight I'm hosting alongside Matt J. Bly WTOP's very first Holiday OP special.
We have a great episode for you guys. So Dom's going to be hosting some fun games, and I'm going to be doing some interviews with our talent. So without further ado, let's get started.
I think that's a good idea, Matt. First, we're going to get some holiday trivia started. The rules of trivia are pretty simple. You answer the question correctly, your team gets a point. If you don't answer before the other team, or you get the question wrong, that's no points. And no points means pies to the face. Shall we start? Are we ready? All right. First up, we've got lots of good questions here. So, it's the first to answer, remember. Question 1. How much does the average American currently spend on gifts and holiday items?
$300.
$300 from the answer.
301.
No, it's way more than you guys might think. It's nearly
$1,000.
Yeah, but you already answered once, so no points. So it's according to the latest data from the National Retail Federation, roughly 1 week's median salary. The amount consistently goes up each year, but with an estimated 96% of Americans buying gifts for their families. And the most popular present of all, this is not counting towards points, but do you think you guys know it?
A race car.
Wow. I wish.
I don't know, like a neck, like some
Oh, I meant like a
jewelry or
toy, like a toy race
Oh,
car.
not a Formula One car. Yeah,
No.
no, it's actually gift cards. Fun fact. Next question. Which of the 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore is rumored to have his own recipe for eggnog?
Who was on Mount
Lincoln.
Okay.
Jefferson.
Is Lincoln not on there?
No, he is.
Jefferson on the
Washington.
Again, you already answered once. The correct answer is Washington. I will not award any points to anybody
doing
here.
my second guesses.
But it is an urban legend. The first president allegedly had his own recipe for the popular holiday drink, but it likely isn't really true. There's no documented evidence of eggnog consumption at Mount Vernon, and it's unclear how the myth began, but we do know that Washington was fond of a brandy-based drink known as Cherry Bounce. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So, next question. Young boy takes a train to the North Pole on Christmas Eve in what classic 1985 children's book by Chris Van Allsburg?
The Polar Express.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Point awarded. There we go. We got the first points of the night. How about that? There we go.
It's just because we were going to say the same thing. You had
All
that
right.
thinking.
Yeah, well, it's first to answer. It's first to answer. That's the rules. Next question. A central item in Kwanzaa traditions, the kinara holds 1 black, 3 red, and 3 green of what item?
Isn't it like it's like a candle?
Yeah, bingo! There you go. Tied at 1 apiece. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Last question here for you guys this round. So, in The Santa Claus, why does Scott Calvin have to become Santa Claus? Is it A, his father was Santa Claus, B, he lost a bet with an elf, or C, Santa fell off his roof?
Do you want to do it like a 3, 2, 1?
There can be no ties.
I've never watched Santa Claus. I don't know.
Oh, he fell off his roof, right?
Bingo! There it is. Tie broken. We have our first winner of the night. We're going to get the next group up here to do some more trivia. Who we got? Who's next?
We go.
Here's another group of 2. Bring it on!
Come on, go on.
Here we go. All right, Matt Sharamita, Garrett Chan. Let's get this going. All right. So, are you guys ready? You guys set to go?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do this. Okay. Question. When did the lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree become an annual tradition?
1913. I was going to say like 1960.
Okay, both of you are wrong.
Dang.
The answer is December of 1933. Fun fact. A bit older than many may think it is, though, Garrett, you had a pretty good guess there. Question, how many nights does Hanukkah last? Wow.
It's like 13, right?
Strike one. Garrett,
12?
Wow. Guys, it's 8.
Hey, that's right. Close enough, close
it's
enough.
8 days.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, skiing is the most popular winter sport in the U.S. Which U.S. state is home to the largest number of ski resorts? Is it A, Michigan, B, New York, or C, Wisconsin?
Absolutely Wisconsin. It's Michigan.
Both wrong. You guys have not gotten anything right so far. It was New York. We are off to a roaring stop. I'll tell you what. Now, question. Who wrote the classic Christmas carol, Feliz Navidad? Is it Luis Fonsi, Juan Gabriel, or Jose Feliciano?
It's Fonzie, right?
Matt, you got an answer?
We'll go with Juan Gabriel.
Gosh. Wrong. Yeah, that which is wow. It's Jose Feliciano. No points have been awarded. I don't even know where to go from here. So we've got nothing on the board here. Okay. What is another common name for Secret Santa? Is it Chris Kindle, Saint Nick, or Father Christmas?
Saint Nick. We'll go Chris Kindle.
Finally! Let's go! We got a point! Matt Sharamita puts the point. That's the win right there. Way to go. We've got. I think that's it for your guys' round of trivia. Or do you guys have more questions? All right, next group up here. Matt, you won the round with a single point. That was tough, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm so scared.
Thank you guys for setting the bar low.
Yeah, it's a good setup here. So the next question for you guys. In what year did A Charlie Brown Christmas first air?
1964?
I'm going to say like 1983.
Okay. You were close, but no cigar. It was first aired in 1965. Oh. No points awarded. We are very strict on this fact.
Come on, bro. That was so close.
No points. Question. Are the Hanukkah candles lit from right to left or left to right?
It's left to right, right?
What did you say?
I said right to left.
Bingo! Got a point. All right.
All right, let's go.
There we go. So, here's another one. Deep fried latkes are typically eaten at around which Jewish holiday?
Oh, Hanukkah.
Bingo. There we go.
Yeah.
Tied at 1 apiece, I think. Yeah, tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next question here. When did the lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree become an annual tradition? Let's see if we remember it.
1913? No, 1933. No, shoot.
Second answers don't count.
Wait. Shoot, what did Garrett say?
She just said it.
1933?
No,
I'll count it. Count it as the point. Count it as the point.
No.
That's
Sorry.
2 and 1. And I guess we'll go again. It is a 2-1 lead for me at Dirkshire.
No.
So we still have the skiing questions going. You guys can answer that one again if you don't remember the answer.
New York.
But I'll tell you what, here we go. Now we've got some good questions. What brings Frosty the Snowman to life?
What? When they dance around?
When they put the hat on his head.
There it is.
Yeah.
The hat on his head. They say it in the song,
When
too.
they place it on his head, bro.
Very good. Exactly. Okay, tied it 2 apiece. Here we go.
Okay.
In the holiday movie Elf, what department store does Buddy get a job at? A, Gimbel's, B, Macy's, or C, Bloomingdale's?
It's Gimbel's, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
For the lead and the win. She got it. There's 3-2 points. Very nice. Oh,
yeah.
And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Absolutely. So don't go anywhere, folks. That was one heck of a trivia round. So we'll be right back after a quick break. Stay tuned. Stay jolly.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah. What is it?
Al Roker.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Look at the, do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10
out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away.
No, I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Hello, and welcome to the interview show. I mean the holiday special, hosted by myself and Dom Perron. Well, it's interview time. Now that you've seen the contestants do a little bit of trivia, but why don't we get to know them a bit more if you haven't seen their shows? So first of all, we are going to get Matthew Sharamita and Garrett Chan up on the couch. A round of applause.
Hello, Matt J. Blatt.
Hello.
The interview show. It's an honor.
Same can be said here. All right. Here are your mics.
Thank you.
Sorry, mic, singular.
Mike. Just one.
So, both of you famously known for doing sports shows at TOP. My first question is going to be, what was your favorite sports moment that happened this semester?
Are we talking like live sports?
Let's narrow it. Let's do something that you covered on one of your shows.
Maybe when we did Immaculate Grid. That was pretty good.
Can you explain what that is?
Immaculate Grid is basically we sat in front of the camera, had a grid with teams on the top, teams on the left, and we had to figure out players that were play for both teams and all that stuff. That's my biggest sports memory this semester.
Okay.
Let me guess, Garrett. Derek Jeter was above 300 batting average for the New York Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
My favorite was on Fantasyland when I got to say Tommy DeVito, and I got to do that. That was my favorite. And he actually Offensive Player of the Week for the NFC, so we'll get Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
I was just informed on Tommy DeVito and his extremely Italian manager.
Yeah.
It's been taking the rounds
right.
on social media. I didn't even watch sports and I saw that. So there we go.
Great stuff.
All right. Second question is, what's the sport that you guys are best at in real life?
I'll let you go first, Garrett.
Fencing.
Fencing?
Yeah.
You fence?
All 4 years of high school.
Still have the sword?
I don't. It snapped.
Kill the other guy?
I did not.
Okay,
but
good.
yeah, when you have a fencing blade that breaks in half, throw it out. Do not
Okay.
save it. Unless you want to, but don't.
Usually I just tell people that I'm really good at baseball, but that's not really true. I actually ride a lot of bulls in my free time. Big rodeo guy.
Why do I not believe you?
I don't know. Do I not strike you as a bull rider?
Not really.
I mean, I would demonstrate.
Do you
but we
wear
don't-
that hat while you do it?
I do. It's actually, like, the hat I wear is like this, but it's also Santa on the back to look more like a cowboy hat.
Ah.
So it's, like, elongated both ways.
Okay, does that have anything to do with when they take the little red flag and they're like,
No,
to
that's
anger
a
the bull?
different thing. Like, bull riders, they ride the bulls. Those guys, they, like, try to not get killed by the bull.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Cool. Have you ever done, you know how, like, at some places they have, like, the mechanical? I think even Oswego had that. They had a mechanical
Yeah.
shark.
They did have the mechanical shark. See, I'm not good at that. It's, like, not realistic enough for me. It's, like, too jerky. Like, the actual bulls, they're, like, it's more fluent in motion.
I can
These
see
ones,
that.
it's like,
It's also probably, I assume it's a lot more slippery than a real,
Yes.
because it's made of, like, plastic or metal,
Yes.
plastic, something like that. How long have you been doing that? I didn't know that. But I guess that's the point of this.
My grandmother started me off on the ranch when I was, like, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. I kind of gave up though. I hurt my back one of these days, and then I had to give up. But you know, I was really good at it. I once stayed on a bull for like a full 8 seconds. It was probably my personal best.
That's crazy. Not a lot of animals you can just latch onto and then
Yeah.
they'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you done fencing for?
It started before my freshman year of high school. I went to summer camp, and one of the things they taught was kind of fencing instructions, fencing lessons. And then from there, my high school had fencing. It was one of the biggest sports there. And yeah, from there, I kind of took off. It was a lot of fun. Definitely miss it though.
Okay. So I have one more question of my own. Really two. So
One or
Ronnie
two, Matt.
Mauricio tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Who cares? All right, so the real
Matt,
question is,
what?
what's your favorite synchronized swimming formation? If you really know sports, you can't believe it's taking you this long to figure this
It's
out.
the breaststroke, right? That's not
It's
synchronized.
half.
Yeah.
That's like half of it, but
What's your favorite, Matt?
I like the like 8-pronged diamond that they do. Like it's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
8-pronged like star, and then they like all come up like that. I don't even know if that's synchronized swimming. I think it is, but they like, you know what I'm talking about? That's probably my favorite formation though. That one's it's pretty aesthetically pleasing.
you
When
guys
it's
could have said like
pulled off
any
that way.
shape, and I would have believed you. Like star, square formation. Garrett's pretending to know what he's talking about right now. But, all right, let's go to an easy question. What are you guys' plans over the holidays? Holiday break.
Go back to the city, visit all the different locales, different landmarks, spend time with friends and family. open some presents, give some presents, some good old holiday cheer.
You're gonna see the big tree.
Big tree.
Big tree.
Big Rockefeller tree.
It's really big this year.
Really big. Yeah.
Possibly even bigger than last year.
Is that so?
It's odd because New York City is a bunch of like gravel. Like, where does the tree come from? Like, it's so big.
They
where's
transport the tree, man.
They can't even grow a small tree. Then all of a sudden, this 20-foot tree comes out of the ground. Nobody asks any questions.
I think the giant Fortnite Lego llama is a bigger landmark. Not like, I don't know. That's probably my favorite thing to see in New York City.
So, is that in your summer plans at all?
My summer plans?
Oh, summer?
No, I don't. See, I don't think I might go to the city during Christmas time, because my grandparents live down there. So I might go visit them on Long Island. Maybe pass by the Fortnite Llama when I'm on the way down there.
Okay.
But no, I'm going to see Travis Scott the day after Christmas, and
be careful.
Yeah, that might be the.
Is that real? Are you really seeing Travis
No,
Scott?
I'm being serious.
Okay.
I'm on the floor. I'm taking my brother for like a Christmas gift. But he knows that, so it's not like I'm spoiling it right here on the show that I'm taking him.
We are live, I think. So
I don't think yet.
I forgot I was wearing this. Thank you guys for your time. We're going to move on to the second set of interviews, but round of applause for them on the couch over here. All right.
Thanks for having us.
Our next interview guests are going to be Mia and Emily of talk shows, known as Smile, You're on Camera, and Amateurs. I knew that. Just building up suspense. All right.
Hey.
First question is going to be briefly describe what your shows are about, please, for those who don't know.
For Evan and I, we do amateurs. Evan couldn't be here right now, but it's essentially like dirty jobs for college clubs and extracurriculars. We make the pros look more professional and us like idiots. So we prove to you that you can do it too.
Who's Evan?
Evan Shomes. How does one describe Evan Shomes?
Short would be a good start.
Yeah, short, curly hair, my long-lost twin, mastermind behind the show. He does a great job with things.
Cool. All right, Mia.
My show is Smile, You're on Camera. I just have different people on. We just talk about different stuff, and we do little vlogs, and that's pretty much it.
Cool. All right. So, my first question for amateurs is, what's the plan? Are we going to be mediocres next year? Is the plan to eventually be experts, or are we always going to be amateur?
We were thinking about that, but no, there's always going to be more things that are made that make us continue to be amateurs. Like the pool of stuff to learn is always going to get bigger. So I think we're always going to be amateurs, but I think at the end of the 4 years, then we're going to go from the little benchmark to the big benchmark. We'll be like experts, grads, bachelors.
What's one of your goals? One of your things that you want to try out next semester?
Oh, that's hard. Maybe ski club. I've never been skiing, and like with it being the winter, I really want to do skiing. That's all.
You've never skied before?
No. And like
It's
I live in the state with the most with the
Yeah, we
most
just
ski
found that out
resort-
like what,
resorts.
15 minutes ago?
No,
I didn't
still
know
no
that.
skiing. It's just snow.
Okay.
No little lodges.
All right. Similar question for Mia. It's your last semester here, so is the show going to continue? And then
Hopefully.
any more plans?
Hopefully, I'm going to try and see if I can find some more interesting people, but we will see. I'm going to try and like spruce it up a little next
Very
semester.
interesting. I've never been invited on the show.
Maybe you'll have to be a guest next semester. What does a day in your life look like, Matt? This is your
man.
This is your tryout right now.
My audition?
Yeah.
Am I being interviewed right now?
Yeah.
On the interview show? I mean the holiday special.
Mhm.
So I wake up after the nightmares, and then it's like recovery. I brush my teeth, I eat, I come here, I bully Charlie, I eat a little bit more. I dangle food in front of Charlie's face because I think it's funny, because I don't let him eat. I do the interview show, and then
I should have Charlie on the show.
Sorry.
I should have Charlie on the show because he would just be back there in his
Oh, he
home
might-
all
yeah,
day.
he might
He
be
could
there
show
right
us
now, but-
behind there. Maybe he has like a little kitchen or
This
something.
is his sleeping time, so I don't want to wake him up in case he
Oh.
is. So with amateurs, I talked to Evan behind the scenes. I know I just asked who he was a minute ago, but I wanted to see if you were a real friend. He told me the show is moving to Ohio, not at WTOP. Can you please elaborate on that? He was being dead serious. He said the show is moving to Ohio.
I am not liable for any statements made by my co-producer. I think I will follow whatever ideas he has. If we had to go to Alaska, I would go for amateur.
Well, you're not going to Alaska. You're going to Ohio,
No.
and possibly not
I
coming
mean,
back.
like, if anything, I mean, I wish he had chosen a better state, but Ohio's just fine. If that's where we're going, that's where we're going.
Interesting. Well, gotta be honest, that's kind of all the questions I have. Oh no, that's not true. What are you guys doing for Christmas? Or Hanukkah? Or the other ones?
I'm gonna put a nice fireplace 8-hour loop on my TV.
That's an American classic.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna play some tunes and pretend to be warm in my dorm room, and I'll probably go home for Christmas. Probably go to the city too, like the previous interview. And just have some good times. What about you?
I'm not from the city, so I'm not gonna see any tree get lit. But I mean, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out. That's gonna be the main thing that happens over break.
How many?
Just 2.
2? Okay.
So like all I want for Christmas is my 2 back teeth.
With like 4 less teeth.
I had all 4 stolen from me, so.
Down.
Surgery's the best part, that's what I'll say. Having soup every day after, not so much. But anything fun besides dental procedures, or?
Not going skiing.
You gonna see anyone?
Have
a jolly old time?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Watch a little movie?
Yeah, I mean, my sister just went home from here today, so I mean, with like the 2 days, I'm not gonna be near my sister. I'm gonna be like clinging on to her for the rest of the break, just because I like spending time together.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Oh wait,
All right.
you already answered.
Well, that's truly all then. That's the end of the interview segment. So when we come back, we've got more games and pies in the face. Yup. So don't go anywhere. This is the Christmas special.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP. Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Kinda late, kinda late, kinda late. The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
My butt and my ego are pretty bruised.
Welcome to Amateurs, the show where we embarrass ourselves to make the pros look even more professional and us like idiots. I'm Evan.
And I'm Emily, and today we're joined by the Women's Club Ice Hockey Team.
We're going to find out if we're hockey pros or just plain amateurs. We're going on opposite sides. This is their game day warm-up. We're each gonna go on opposite sides. We skate up and pass and score a goal. This is gonna be great.
I got him.
Are you okay? Shootout, head to head. Place your bets who's gonna win. Let's see it.